Hello, welcome back. This is Jump Buyers, and this is Andy 245, and this is Module 12. And I kind of had some questions about emails from students about the timing of this. So the timing of this is very fast. You could do this as a straight animation, but if you do that, that can cause some jittering of your character. So just try to refrain from that. What I would like you to try to do is, and I think I've discussed this before in the introduction video, is to just kind of follow the keyframe 1, 3, 5, and 7. So if I bring back the controls, the animation is completed. It is very fast. It's like a sprint. And it's going to be very hard for me to grade this without bringing it in and doing frame by frame. And you'll see that when I play this. So when I play this animation, you can see how fast it is. Now, it's hard to slow things down when I'm actually playing it in a media player. And it's hard to stop it. So I'm probably going to need to have more from you guys. So I'll take you through what I need to have. I'm going to go ahead and stop that. So what you're going to end up seeing with our animation, if I look at the waist and feet for the animations, you're going to see a lot of keyframes here. The basic keyframes, though, is going to be, our last keyframe is actually 13. So if you want this to loop perfectly, which I'm not going to really discuss right now, you'll have to set everything back to 12. So I can set that time slider back to 12, and you can see we'll get a nice loop with that. All right, so I knew this was going to be a fast animation. So I'll take you through the keyframes. Now I've got a lot of, I've got it polished now, but the keyframes again are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and if I bring this back up to 14, it'll be 13. So 11 and 13. So basically 1, 3, and we'll take you through that from the side view here. And I'm going to turn off the reference here to help you out. So there's the contact. 3 is the passing. 5 is extension. 7 is contact. 9 is passing. 11 is extension. And 13 is contact. So it's 1 through 13. Now 14 is disabled. There's nothing there. We could have done fine with just 1 through 13, but I wasn't sure when I started the project whether we would need the 14 or not. So we don't, and that's okay. So those again are 1 contact, 3 passing, 5 extension, 7 contact, 9 passing, 11 extension, and 13 contact. So that's it. And you guys can pause the video when I go to these keyframes. All right, if that helps you. Okay. Now, as far as the feet and the arms, you can see that when I play this frame by frame, so when I go from 1 to 2, I don't keyframe. I try not to do straight ahead animation because it really tends to be, it's gonna make it really jittery, and if you're not a stop motion animator, you're gonna have real problems with that. Now that's what I used to do, so I could do straight ahead, but I felt in this instance this probably wouldn't work because the keyframes are so close together. So, but you can still see as I go one keyframe at a time ahead that I'm adding that follow through and overlapping animation in the feet and the wrist. And as I move forward, you can see that wrist going back. I'm talking about the right hand and the left foot. Okay, this is the right side, this is the left side. So you can see that I've got some follow through animation as that foot is moving forward. It continues to move forward. Make sure it doesn't go through the floor, and I'm not, but it's very close. And as it goes into frame 5, it stops, and then as I continue on, he's in the air. When you run, you have a very, you have apex, of course, but you are off the ground when you're running. Maybe not that high, but you're off the ground. I wanted to exaggerate it just a little bit. And as we go down, you can see that the foot now is bending backwards just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to be looking for this stuff, and basically, I'll be looking for all the telltale signs of your overlapping animation, your follow through and overlapping animation, because that is a big thing as far as making your work look more realistic. It adds exaggeration to stylistic characters like this. Okay, so you can see that as I go through, I've got overlapping animation in everything. The wrists, the arms, got good arcs. So keep that in mind as you guys are animating, to make sure you add this stuff. And some of you have not been adding, and I'm grading off on that when you don't add to it. Add that follow through and overlapping animation, because that makes a huge difference. Same thing with the head. So I'm looking especially for the feet. I'm looking especially for the arms and wrists. I'm looking especially for the head. And you can see that as I play this faster, he hits the ground and then his head reacts, his body reacts, his actual whole entire body reacts to that hit. That's a big slam, a lot of impact on your joints. And so that's going to have an effect on your body, your upper body. You can see that moving as I slowly, and this is basically how I'm going to be grading you. I'm going to be grading you by taking your file in, because there's no way I can, if I turn off the controllers and just watch this, let's get this back to 12, the slider back to 12, so the loop. That's so fast. I can still see that, the overlapping animation. You can see that in the feet. But it's almost like it's so fast it's strobing. This is definitely a fast sprint. Okay. All right. So if you want to check your work out, what I would suggest, and this is what I'm going to do in my Playblast video, is to slow this down a little bit. So I'm going to turn this playback speed to 24 times 0.5. Okay, we don't want to go faster, we want to go a little bit slower. So now when I play it, I can really see it's more of a jog than it is a run. So I'm probably going to have you guys turn the Playblast in with this, and we'll go over that in the Playblast video. But I wanted to kind of take you through the keyframes. That might help you. And of course, you can stop this video and pause it and check out my poses. You can even see where I'm at with everything. As far as the controllers, of course, you can't select my controllers and stuff, but you get the idea. This might help you visually see what I've done for the main key poses, and I'm hoping that does just help. I just felt like me doing the work in front of you and posing it is such a waste of time for you, and it's boring to watch somebody do something like that. But the idea is that you can now see how I've got my keyframes set up, and I'm going through all the main keyframes right here. Now, the follow through and overlapping animation, that's a little harder, because you've got to, when you can't turn the foot here now, you have to wait till it moves, the foot moves, before you get the wind resistance from that. And because this is such a fast animation, it's only one keyframe, but I keep that keyframe throughout the animation until it gets up to the apex. And then when it gets to the apex, then of course, wind pressure is pushing that foot back because it's moving forward. Okay, so you can see how all my keyframes are as I'm shooting it through, just clicking through the keyframes, and again, make sure you get all that follow through and overlapping animation. All right, that's it for this video, and hopefully that helps a little bit how I kind of got through the posing and everything like that, and it does help that you let Maya do most of the work for you, okay? And then go into the graph editor. If you have any jankiness in there, you can go in there and change some things and smooth your keyframes out and just align things a lot better, okay? And as you work with the graph editor, you're going to get better and better at smoothing things and making things look good and changing things. I'll see you in the next video.